It's Sandra! Welcome to another episode of Asexualise, my asexual life. This is the place to be for education about asexuality, all things asexual, and I share my asexual life journey in order to help you in yours. If you haven't already subscribed, hit that great big subscribe button right here, right now. Please hit that bell icon so you get notified of every time I go live like now, I post a new video. I'm going to be reviewing Dreamgirls. But first of all, if you don't know who I am Sandra Bellamy, author of this awesome Asexual Perspectives 47 Asexual Stories book, available from Amazon, Barnes & Noble and Waterstones, and also Fibromyalgia Self-Help Handbook is my autobiographical book too. So yes, let's get on with Dreamgirls. What is it all about? So as you know, I do movie reviews on this channel. I do no sex movie reviews a lot of the time because I personally am a sex repulsed asexual, and I don't experience sexual attraction. I don't like sex for me personally. Thank you for the thumbs up. Lots of love to you. And I'm nudity repulsed. So I always try to look for movies with no sex in them. And you'll see a huge playlist of no sex movie reviews on my channel if you search my videos. Today, however, I am reviewing this movie. And I have to say, as the title says, this is not a no sex movie. So there is sex featured in it. It's bearable, I would say, because you know, you don't see as much of the naked bodies as they show in some films. So from the point of view of, you know, if you're a sex positive asexual or sex neutral asexual, you might be absolutely fine with this movie. It's not too hardcore. So what is Dreamgirls all about? So Dreamgirls features Beyonce, you know, the famous singer Beyonce, Jamie Foxx, Jennifer Hudson, and Eddie Murphy are really strong characters in this. And basically, if you don't like... Oh, Liam. Hello, Goddess Sandra. Nice to see you, sweetheart. Oh, lots of love. Missed you, Liam. Wondered where you've been and how you are. Lots of love to you. So going back to this movie, I hadn't seen the whole film until I watched it today. And I've watched it not long ago, and I'm really excited to share this with you. But don't forget, if you don't like spoilers, if you want to watch this movie, you don't like spoilers, please do not watch this video until after you've seen the movie, because I am going to spoil the whole storyline for you. So this movie is based on basically the dream of three women to be singers. And the film starts off very much like they're finding it really difficult. They're late for singing and doing some... They're mostly singers, right? But they do obviously some dance actions at the same time. So they come on late and they're worried that they're not going to be able to get on stage. They do get on stage. And then there's a guy who the manager and producer of the show, well, he's like a manager. He's like someone who manages people. He is actually looking for some backing singers for a particular other singer. And so what happens is eventually he picks these three women to go and be a backup singer. And it's basically their adventure of what happens on their way to their dreams. And the whole point is they dreamed a dream of being professional singers, and this is what they become, although they are backing singers to start off with. And it's kind of an opportunity not to be missed, because the person they're a backup singer for, they couldn't get any other backup singers at short notice. These people are really available, so then they go on this bus journey. But then the guy who's like the manager, played by Jamie Foxx, you can tell he's like he's kind of into a lot of women. He said that he was like separated. He said he was with someone and they split up though, so he's single now. That's Jamie Foxx, who plays that guy who's like the manager. And then the guy who's the singer, the main singer who they're backing up, he is actually married, but then one of the women singers falls in love with him and has affair with him, basically. And it goes on for a number of years throughout the movie, for like 8 years in total, you find out at the end. And he still hasn't left his wife by the end of the movie. So what happens is these three women, they're all in this very close-knit community of people, like the producer / manager. There's another guy who does produce and everything. But what happens is Jamie Foxx, the character that he plays, obviously that's his real name, the character he plays, this producer gets really big-headed, and the singer and the backup singers end up working for him rather than this other older guy who's got years of experience in the industry. So they like leave this older guy producer behind, and instead of working, because they used to work together, the younger one, played by Jamie Foxx, dumps the older guy. Basically, they all get rid of the older guy, and then they end up going on the stage. And Jennifer Hudson plays a larger woman, and there's two slimmer women, and she's very confident in the beginning. She was all about, oh, to the producer that she falls in love with, oh, do you like a skinny stick thing, or do you like a real woman? Because she's got a real woman's body, as in very voluptuous, right? So I really like that portrayal, that a bigger woman at that part of the movie was good. But later on, he gets very kind of criticizing of a woman's weight and stuff like that, and he kind of makes fun of her, belittles her, and I didn't like that. I thought it's a shame that they haven't actually kept it more, that a bigger woman is great. But at the end, she kind of gets her own back, but she's like saying, oh, I think you've put on weight now. so and she still regains her confidence after it's shattered, because what happens is she falls in love with the producer, and she's meant to be the lead backup singer, and there's an opportunity to do a change the music and do a solo song, for someone to not be solo, for them to work as a team, but someone else to for instead of them being backup singers to the main singer played by Jamie Foxx, the producer decides to get rid of the guy who's played by Jamie Foxx, that character, and just have the girls. And what happens is, instead of the main backup singer, who is played by Jennifer Hudson, Elfie, she is basically told that she's not going to be the lead singer, and the younger woman played she's not the youngest, but the middle one, played by Beyonce, basically, that she's going to get the limelight. She's going to be the one that is a lead singer in their newly formed group without the guy singer, basically. And so they're going to be a team in their own right. But of course, Elfie doesn't like it. And I think Elfie's the right name. And basically she gets really upset, and she discovers that the guy producer, she believes he's in love with the young woman, Beyonce, because she's skinny, and and she's like looks more lighter color as well, and that she's kind of the ideal role model for young people. And so she's really put out. Liam, no movie should be promoting body shaming. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, exactly, Liam. It was really, really good until he was. I mean, I know it does happen that guys do body shame, but I just thought it's a shame that it was, her confidence was really, really knocked, because they end up putting this. The producer ended up putting this woman who's played by Beyonce instead, because she looked like skinny and what every person would theoretically dream to be like. I don't dream to be like that, but anyway, yeah, and I don't like movies body shaming. I don't like anyone body shaming. I think it's disgusting. I think everyone should feel good in their skin, whatever their shape or size, and that there's someone for everyone out there if they want a relationship, and you should just love the skin you're in and the body you're in as you are. You know what I mean? And I get attracted to skinny guys, but traditionally most women go for muscly guys, not skinny guys. Skinny guys are usually given a hard rap for not being the macho muscly guy, but I like a guy who's different, but I still, if a guy's bigger, it's fine as well. If I loved him and liked his personality and was aesthetically attracted to him, but usually I get attracted to skinny guys, but usually guys need, traditionally loads of women like muscles on the guys. And I'm not into muscles. I might end up with a muscly guy though, who knows? Or just carry on being single, which is probably the best thing for the foreseeable future. So yeah, you are beautiful as you are, Sandra. Thank you, Liam. I really appreciate that. It's lovely for you to be here. I really appreciate you. Always appreciate you. Know that. A very special person on this channel. You give me a lot of support, and I want to appreciate you, because I think people take people for granted which is coming onto this movie. It's a theme in this movie as well, taking people for granted. So we'll come on to that in a minute. And I want you to know I don't take you for granted on this channel. I really appreciate you being here. I appreciate everyone that comments and interacts on this channel and all the love you send me, you know. I'm very much a person who's very consciously aware that people can feel like, you know, no one cares about them anymore, and you know, as life progresses, they just feel pushed out. And I don't want that to be the case with this channel. I always love people who comment, beautiful people, obviously nice comments and supportive on this channel. So I really appreciate you being here. So in the theme of being taken for granted, though, it's very important because in this movie, like I said, in the end, what happens, that the character Elfie, played by Jennifer Hudson, she realizes that the guy, you know, Jamie Foxx is playing this character who she's fallen in love with, which is basically the music manager and, you know, of the group. And so she doesn't want to leave, but she feels forced to leave because he basically pushed her out of her dream role, and she's got a much more powerful voice than Beyonce in this, apart from one song, I think. So it's very interesting. I think it's meant to be like that, though, because what happens is she ends up leaving, Elfie ends up leaving. She's pregnant with the producers, manager / producers. He is manager, really, but he kind of like overrides all the music and tells people what they're going to do, right? So her brother, I didn't realise, Elfie's brother is in this, and he's I didn't really realise it was her brother till the end, which was a bit weird. And so he stays with the manager with two girls, and they get another girl to replace Elfie, and she is pregnant with the guy manager's baby. But because they've replaced her, she has to leave, and she doesn't want to leave, but she's just really cheesed off that she's worked so hard and got such a powerful voice that she's been, like, you know, told basically, you know, that she's got to not be in the limelight when she was promised she would be in the limelight once they were no longer supporting this guy singer. And so so she feels really left out, and like she's uncared for, and the guy doesn't really love her. And then she thinks that basically he's been having sex with the character Beyonce plays, and you find out that that must be right, because then you start seeing that she's married to him later on. But it's really weird. It cuts to the chase. It goes from that to like he's marrying the character Beyonce plays. It doesn't really show the growth between him and Beyonce, you know's character. It really just shows him like being attracted to her aesthetically. Doesn't really show any bond between them. So I found that a bit odd. It just jumps that kind of phase. I thought there should be a bit more to it than that. But it might have been like that because maybe it's more like kind of superficial love with her. Because what it is what we see as when she's married to him, he then acts like he owns her, and he starts telling her what to do, what to wear, who to see. You know, she gets quite fearful of him. She has to go and speak to these movie producers on her own, and then he finds out about it and gets angry. And you realise he's really big-headed, really bad, you know, not a good guy, controlling guy, and that fame has really just got to his head, and he's all about money, doesn't really care about people's feelings. And, you know, people are disposable to him, and he just gets another. And so, you know, she has enough in the end. She's fed up of being owned, not being able to have her own voice, not being able to have a say in what she does, because he wants her to appear in this movie Cleopatra, but she wants the storyline changed, which is why she meets the producers, because otherwise she doesn't want to do it. And then he's like, oh, you went behind my back. And so, you know, it's very much a sense of being, he takes her for granted. He treats her like dirt, basically, puts her down, you know, in some ways. He brings her up when it suits him. But, you know, I mean, he's more, I don't know if I'd say he brings her down all the time, but he controls her is more appropriately say. He controls her, but he does put her down big time, actually, because he starts saying, oh, the only reason I picked you is because, you know, you've got a mild, meek voice, and you don't like stand out. So he started really heavily criticizing. That's why he picked her out, because she's not got this booming voice like Elfie did. So yeah, it's very, very, very interesting that. So yeah, so you find out that, you know, she got the guy, but the guy she got is a horrible guy. And when she goes to leave him at the very end, she calls the Elfie up, who used to be a friend, because they stopped being friends because of this guy, and she says, I'm so sorry about the way he treated you. She reveals that she had her kid's like 10 years old now, and it's his baby, but he doesn't, it's his kid, but he doesn't know it. The manager's guy, and they do this DREAMGIRLS. This DREAMGIRLS last song, like last show, and already the guy she was married to's got another woman by his side. So it's kind of like the manager doesn't really love her, or if he does have any feelings of love, they're quite superficial. It was all about control and power and, appearance and everything. Meanwhile, Elfie's got her life together after being unemployed for years, and she's got that guy who used to be their manager, the older manager guy. She went to see him, or did he go to see her? Anyway, they met up, and he introduced her to someone, made the guy listen to her, and then she started to work in bars, in like pubs, family pubs, and so she's become a singer in her own right, and then got her own song out. But her the manager who she used to be with, who Beyonce's character ended up being with, tried to steal the song, and the character that Beyonce played actually sold him out to a lawyer on Elfie's side, because she didn't realize that it was Elfie's actual song, not hers, and she sang it. And before she leaves him, she gets all the paperwork as proof that he's just stolen that song, and he's been doing a lot of other dodgy things. And so the lawyer comes in and says, if you don't let them record it in their own song, we'll take legal action and you'll be like finished forever. So Elfie gets to do the song in her own right, gets all the record contract, and she gets the singing contract that she deserves, and so, and then Beyonce's character basically is like, well, I don't know what's going to happen, but I believe in myself, and you didn't just make me the way I am. I have got value within myself, and I will work it out. I will find out what, I will get employed again. I will go forward with my life, and I will get the dream job as a dream girl again, singing. But she doesn't know how she's going to do it, but she just needs to leave him and move on with her life, because she'd rather have no money, no success, and no fame, and be happy than not controlled by him. And her mum picks her up and takes her home. And so I thought this was a very empowering ending, because it's basically saying, enough is enough. You don't put up with control, and all the fame and fortune, money in the world is not worth being controlled. Your every action, and living and being with a guy who's just really obsessed with himself and obsessed with fame and fortune, and doesn't care about people's feelings, values, morals, and emotions. And so, she actually has the strength to walk out and to leave him, even though she has no job to go to after that. And so I did like the ending. I thought the ending was very, very powerful. A lot of the women in the band, in the group, they get with other guys who's like with the one of them, well, two of them have got with a manager, one of them got with the original lead singer, who was a guy who had an affair. And so you see that quite a lot of like that type of stuff in the movie. And so I guess that's kind of traditional sexual stuff. And then you do see, them having some sex. You don't really see full on nudity. From what I remember, you don't see full on nudity. So it is passable. But that they're, like he's going to bed with her and he's kissing her and about to have sex with her basically. And he's like that he's after sex. The manager and the male singer is after sex pretty much with lots of the women all of the time. And so that's kind of a common thread, using women for sex and control and power basically, of males. And obviously that's still unfortunately a big problem in society today, is the power and control that men try and exert still over women. And I do think that really, really needs to stop in society. It's really, really bad. I think that guys just need complete reframe and reconditioning in this, in a good way. That to know that guys are no more powerful or higher above women. No guy should be telling women what to do, controlling a woman, belittling a woman, putting her down. There's just no need for it in life. Absolutely no need. And, this movie is all about women achieving their dreams no matter what. But there is a moral tale. It's like, how far are you willing to go? And to actually get your dream, and what are you willing to put up with until you say enough is enough and walk out. I mean, the woman who's Elfie, played by Jennifer Hudson, who's like a bigger girl, you know, they have portrayed her as quite an angry character in part of it, but I think she has a right to be angry in some ways, because, you know, she was promised by the guy she loved to be the lead singer if once they weren't backing up singers anymore, and he destroyed her dream and he let her down, and she felt she loved him and trusted him, and he didn't love her at all, basically. You know, he only loved her when it suited him, when she was making him money doing what he wanted her to do. So, you know, there's a lot of power play here. So, you know, I think, you know, it's only a certificate 12, contains one strong use of language, and it's got a hard drug reference in it as well. But there is some sex, like I said, in this, but it's not really shown very much. It's more like seeing a person go to bed. And what I didn't like is the woman looked like this was the youngest girl of all the three. She looked like she'd been crying when he was going to have sex with her. And I kind of hate that. I kind of think that men play on women who are vulnerable, and so that when they're at their lowest point, when they're really upset and very emotional, that's kind of when they latch on to the woman, and they kind of like use them for their own means, in this case for sex, power, money, fame, ego, you know, and to pleasure him in the bedroom. So, you know, but like I said, I think even if you are sex repulsed, you could probably watch this, because I don't, you know, there's not full on sex scenes as such. There are sexy, but it's like played down, as in the sense it's not stripping completely off. You don't see like everything naked. I think she's in her underwear, but I pass over those scenes so much that it's hard for me to remember. But I just remember, you know, it's quite got a lot of like men after women for sexual desire and needs in this, and it's also got you know, the guy going to bed with her and sleeping with her, and you know, and the other guy kind of, you know, with Beyonce. At one point, the character Beyonce plays says, "Oh, I want to have your baby," but that marriage is like not very good, which is highly not recommended. And you know, I just think there's a lot of different themes in this, but the main overarching thing is meant to be the women can achieve their dreams. Very cheap guys do things like that. Yeah, exactly, Liam. You know, it's yeah, very cheap guys do that. Yeah, I've got to agree with you on that. It's so horrible though that, you know, that this actually goes on in society, you know, that that even to this day there are so many guys I keep coming across who just treat women really badly. And not all guys are like that, but I find a lot of them that come in my inbox on Facebook, I just, you know, like I keep getting messaged by Indian guys recently, actually. Seems like Facebook has now realised that I like Indian guys all over a sudden and keep showing me to other Indian guys, which I guess is a good in some sense, but it's like I don't even know these people a lot of the time. But there was two guys recently, Indian guys in my inbox, but it's just like, you know, one of them, like, I did do a video about that. And it's basically, you know, like, it's like love bombing for a day. Like, I didn't hear from them for a month, over a month. Then they like love bomb me with messages like, oh, you know, this is what it'd look like in a relationship between me and you. And if I come over to UK and all the rest of it. Luckily, I kind of got used to these things by now, sadly. And it's just like, I don't know why the person wastes my time. I think they just want a cheap thrill at the end to feel aroused, because they start talking to me about, well, what do you like in terms of physical touch? You know, because obviously every asexual is different. This guy spoke to me before, but he's only spoke to me once before, in message the previous month. And so he was doing lots of voice notes, and he didn't start off talking about intimate stuff. He started off talking about movies and his day. So he was saying he was on a day off and he was watching a movie, and I asked him what movie he was watching. First of all, he started asking me if I'm still single, basically, or if I found someone yet. And then he went on to the movie and what he's doing with his day. Then we went through all like the stuff he likes to do, like cooking and stuff like this. And then towards the very, very end, he got, you know, like intimate stuff. And I'm like, well, I think I deserve to see a picture of you, because you haven't even shown me a photograph. If you're going to get me, you know, if we're talking about intimate stuff. And of course, he never showed me his picture. And he goes, oh, I can send you a picture of my chest. I'm like, well, I'm not really, although I like a guy's chest, like if I'm in a relationship, I'm not really that interested in it. I'm attracted to a guy's face. If you can't show me your face, I don't want to see your chest. Because to me, that's what a sexual person does. A lot of sexual guys, they will literally take pictures of their chest. And I ain't really interested in their chest. If I'm being intimate and kissing, I'll kiss a guy's chest, and I like that for that purpose. But a lot of the time, I prefer guys with their clothes on. And I get attracted to the guy's face, not below the waist, and it's the face. I don't want to see a picture of his chest, not out of context, really. Do you know what I mean? Like, and especially not when I don't know him very well. And so, yeah, it was just like, and then he's like, oh, I'll speak to you the next day. And of course he never did. I've just blocked him now because I don't appreciate guys like that, but it's kind of like it's wasting my time, wasting theirs. But clearly maybe it's not wasting their time, because if they get to speak to a beautiful girl and then by the end of it, they seem to get aroused by asking me stuff about what I like to do physically, like kissing and that, then obviously they've got their arousal fix, which is, to me, is no better than a sexual guy half the time, because it's like, well, sexual guys, a lot of the time, if they're really sexual and that's what they're after sex, they will push the conversation that way in the end, And so to me, it's just like, well, what's the difference between him and a sexual guy? Is he really even asexual, that guy? I don't know. He might be a penetration repulse sexual, or he might have been a grey asexual. I'm really not sure. But in any case, I just don't appreciate that. But I kind of knew it might be coming. I hoped he'd be different, but I'm like, if you're not adding me as a friend, you're not showing me a profile picture, likely you're a very dodgy guy. He gave me some excuse as why he didn't show me that straight away. And they're like, oh, one or two, like tomorrow or the next day. And of course, he didn't bother speaking to me. So I got blocked him because I spoke to a mutual friend. I spoke to a friend who's not friends with him. But the guy friend that I know friended him, tried to friend him, and he wouldn't have him as a friend either. So it's not me personally. Clearly the guy's got something dodgy going on. So I just blocked him after that. And then I've got another guy, he's my friend on Facebook, been friends for a little while, was interested in a relationship with me, which I said no, we wouldn't be suitable. Most of these guys seem to want to play you. Yeah, I know, Liam. It's just horrible. And the other guy is still on my friends list, but I told him, but he was telling me to have kids. This is a young guy on my Facebook friends list telling me to have kids. I said, I don't want kids, and don't speak to me like that and tell me what to do. And he was laughing at something as well, which I didn't find very funny. I said, well, you don't like being made fun of, so stop doing it to me. I said, I won't tolerate it. You speaking to me like that. I won't be your friend anymore because I don't want friends like that. And he's like, oh, I'm really sorry. Well, he said, I'm sorry. I don't want, I don't like losing friends. So I'll see how it goes with him. But if he carries on, I'll just unfriend him and block him because I don't need these type of people in my life, It's just ridiculous. There must be really nice, decent guys out there. There is one older guy I talked to on Avon. Like we just messaged via email. He's a really nice, decent guy, though. He's an older guy, way older than me. Got grown-up kids and everything. But he's like really nice to talk to, and he's actually a really good guy, healthy guy, It's a shame I can't get someone with his personality traits in a younger guy. Because this guy I talked to on Avon, it's really nice. He's very he's kind of manly and not afraid of expressing his emotions as well, because I kind of got balance between feminine and masculine really nicely. So he's a really nice guy. So the reason I say about this older guy is because although I'm not interested in older guys, from a personality point of view and the way he writes, it's really nice to me. The way he speaks to me is really beautiful, understanding, and he'll listen to what I say, and he'll ask me questions, and he'll fit me in sometimes around his work and stuff. And he writes whenever he can, but I mean it's not loads because we're friends, not like close friends. But yeah, so I know that's an example of a really good guy, and not all guys are jerks. You know what I mean? No one has the right to tell you should have kids. Exactly, Liam. I was absolutely shocked. He was writing stuff like, "Oh, we can't always have what we want in life. You should have kids." I said, "I don't want kids." I said, "Stop telling me what to do." I know. It's like I said, I'm asexual. And, there's many asexuals that don't want kids, because it involves sex. And I go, maybe you're not really asexual. Because he said, oh, are you really asexual? I said, yeah, but maybe you're not if you're asking me questions like that. Because at the end of the day, do you know what I mean? At the end of the day, I'll put that down a minute now. At the end of the day, you know, it's pretty obvious that most people with sex repulsed don't want kids, usually. If they do, they don't want it by natural means, and I don't want kids anyway. It's ridiculous. I get fed up with it because sometimes it's because I say I like younger guys. It's like I don't like a younger guy to mother, and telling me to have kids in place of a relationship is sick anyway. So yeah, I've kept him as a friend now, but if he starts creating nonsense again like that, I'm just gonna have to block him. I know he's got some mental health problems, but even so, you know, it's no need to speak to me like that, you know. So yeah, you know, I think, you know, like going back to DREAMGIRLS, you know, there's a lot of themes in this that I think is very pertinent still to today. This was came out in 2006, I think. So it's been, I think it was 2006. It's been quite a long time ago. But I still would recommend watching it. I still think it's really good. I thought the singing was really good in that. I thought, you know, like some of the songs were a bit old fashioned. You know, like I wasn't really falling asleep a bit. Because like, well, I watched the alternate ending. So on the DVD, there's bonus footage, which is deleted scenes and alternative scenes, you know, and it's called 12 never be seen before. 12 never before seen extended musical numbers. So yeah, I fell asleep. Well, I was nearly falling asleep in those. But then I have watched 2 movies today. This is the second movie. I've still got to review the other one, yeah. And you know, it's been a busy day. But yeah, I really, really still would recommend seeing this movie. I still do like it. It's one I've wanted to watch for a very long time because I've seen it on trailers, and I do think it's really nice to watch this one, you know, and you know, enjoy, because it's really, really good, and you know, it's lots of fun in some ways, you know, in terms of like the music and the performances. There's some hard-hitting stories with some, you know, morals to the tale, you know, at the end. And I'm glad the women had the power and strength to leave these guys that were no good for them in the end. I really, really think that's good. Although the manager guy still ended up with the woman by his side. It's a shame that happened, really, because it still sends a message that all women are to be used, basically, and are a commodity. But that's the way he treats women, sadly. But yeah, the main characters, 2 of the main characters, you know, they leave. So yeah, it's really good. And one of them gives up the affair that she was having in the end. She says she's had enough. So that was good as well. But she should, in my opinion, she shouldn't have had the affair in the first place. But you know, I'm very kind of anti-affairs. I don't believe people should cheat on people. So yeah, do watch DREAMGIRLS. Let me know what you think. I'd love to know what you think in the comments. If you've seen this movie already, tell me, did you like it? Did you not like it? Did you like the themes? Did you not like the themes? What did you think of the portrayal of women in this movie? Did you like it or did you not? And what did you think of the ending? Did you appreciate it? Was it good for you? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell icon if you haven't already. Thank you, Liam, as always, to being here, for being here, and lots of love to you, and I'll see you on the next video live stream. I really appreciate you being here, and anyone else that's here too. Lots of love. Bye. See you on the next video live stream. Lots of love. Bye.